Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the dramatic tensions unfolding between our favorite characters in the world of Bold and Beautiful. The unexpected move by Carter Walton. Carter Walton has everyone at Forrester Creations holding their breath after his shocking reaction to the escalating conflict between Hope Logan and Daphne Rose. What initially appeared to be a simple disagreement has evolved into a full-blown power struggle that threatens not only personal relationships but potentially the future of the company's newest perfume line. During what should have been a routine meeting, Hope confidently expected Carter to support her position and suggest Daphne return to Paris. However, Carter's response left both women utterly stunned. Instead of taking sides, Carter demonstrated remarkable leadership by suggesting an unexpected third option that neither woman anticipated. His decision appears to stem from a growing frustration with the toxic atmosphere their rivalry has created within the company walls. Carter has always been the voice of reason at Forrester Creations, industry insiders have noted. His ability to see beyond personal conflicts to the greater good of the company is what makes him such a valuable executive. The perfume line launch timing couldn't be more complicated, creating additional pressure on all parties involved. Sources close to Carter suggest he's been reconsidering many aspects of both his professional and personal relationships in recent weeks, which may explain his surprising behavior. Daphne's strategic maneuvers. Following the shocking confrontation, Daphne has reportedly developed a comprehensive strategy to convince Carter that Hope's intentions toward him are less than genuine. Her determination to remain in Los Angeles rather than return to Paris indicates she's preparing for a prolonged campaign. During the upcoming week of March 10 to 14, Daphne will intensify her efforts to drive a wedge between Hope and Carter. Her tactics appear increasingly sophisticated, moving beyond simple rivalry to calculated manipulation. Industry observers have noted that Daphne's background in international marketing has equipped her with persuasive skills that make her a formidable opponent. The European fashion star has been gathering allies within Forrester Creations, carefully building a support network that could prove crucial in the coming weeks. Her charm offensive has won over several key department heads who previously aligned with Hope. Hope, meanwhile, has begun expressing serious concerns about what these developments mean for her future at the company. Close friends report she's made troubling predictions about where this conflict is heading, suggesting the battle is far from over. Bill Spencer's passionate defense. In a heated confrontation at the Spencer mansion, Bill Spencer found himself in the unusual position of defending Luna Nozawa against Steffi Forrester's righteous anger. The tension was palpable as Steffi delivered her ultimatum, declaring Luna would never see Finn again while vowing to have her returned to prison. Bill's impassioned defense of Luna's house arrest arrangement revealed a side of the business tycoon rarely seen in public. He spoke with surprising emotion about Luna's personal growth and genuine remorse for her past actions. Though acknowledging the severity of her crimes, Bill remained steadfast in his belief that he made the correct decision in removing her from what he described as life-threatening prison conditions. The prison environment had become increasingly hostile toward Luna, explained a source familiar with the situation. Multiple attacks had occurred, and Bill's intervention may have literally saved her life. Steffi, however, remained unmoved by these explanations, suggesting Luna had simply manipulated Bill into securing her release. Her protective instincts toward her family, particularly Finn, have clearly intensified following recent events. Steffi's unwavering position. Steffi Forrester's confrontation with Luna at the Spencer mansion demonstrated her unwavering commitment to protecting her family at all costs. Her declaration that Luna would never see Finn again came with the full force of her formidable personality and family influence. Despite Bill's attempts to reason with her regarding the dangerous prison situation Luna had faced, Steffi maintained her position with characteristic determination. Her suspicion that Luna had manipulated Bill into arranging the house arrest situation reflects her deep-seated distrust of someone she considers a threat to her family's well-being. As co-CEO of Forrester Creations, Steffi has always balanced professional responsibilities with fierce family loyalty. This latest confrontation highlights how she prioritizes protecting her loved ones above all else, even when it puts her at odds with powerful figures like Bill Spencer. Industry analysts suggest this conflict could have far-reaching implications for the relationship between the Forrester and Spencer families, potentially affecting business alliances that have been carefully cultivated over years. Luna's redemption journey. Luna Nozawa finds herself at a critical crossroads, attempting to rebuild her life while under house arrest at the Spencer mansion. Her journey toward redemption faces significant obstacles, not least Steffi's determined opposition. Sources close to Luna suggest she genuinely regrets her past actions and is committed to personal transformation. The attacks she reportedly suffered while incarcerated have left both physical and emotional scars, making her current situation at the Spencer estate feel like a lifeline rather than merely an escape from justice. Bill's unexpected support has provided Luna with a rare opportunity for a second chance, though questions remain about his motivations for intervening so decisively in her case. Some observers speculate that Bill sees something of himself in Luna, someone capable of both serious mistakes and meaningful change. As Luna navigates this precarious new reality, she must balance genuine remorse with practical concerns about her future. With Steffi actively working to return her to prison, Luna's redemption story hangs in a delicate balance that could tip either way in the coming weeks. The future of Forrester Creations. The personal conflicts currently unfolding could have significant implications for Forrester Creations, particularly regarding the recently launched perfume line. Carter's unexpected reaction to the Hope-Daphne conflict suggests potential changes in the company's leadership dynamics. Industry experts note that the timing of these personal dramas couldn't be worse from a business perspective. The perfume line represents a major investment and strategic pivot for the company, making stability in the executive ranks particularly crucial. Fashion industry analysts are closely watching how these interpersonal conflicts might affect the company's creative direction and market position. Some speculate that the tension could either inspire breakthrough creativity or derail months of careful planning. As these dramatic events continue to unfold, one thing remains certain: the worlds of fashion and family will continue their complicated dance, with each step potentially changing the trajectory of beloved characters and prestigious companies alike. Next, we will learn about the explosive revelations rocking the foundations of several relationships in the bold and beautiful universe. Luna's shocking paternity revelation. In a stunning development that has left viewers gasping, Luna Nozawa has finally verbalized the truth that has been simmering beneath the surface for weeks. During an intense confrontation with Bill Spencer at his mansion, Luna boldly declared her awareness of her true paternity, sending shockwaves through the carefully constructed narrative surrounding her identity. "I know who my dad really is, Finn," Luna confessed to an utterly stunned Bill, whose expression transformed from confusion to disbelief in mere seconds. Bill's incredulous response, "Your cousin, Finn?" highlighted just how earth-shattering this revelation truly is. The magnitude of this disclosure cannot be overstated, as it fundamentally alters the dynamics between multiple core characters and introduces complex ethical questions about biological connections versus chosen family. The conversation took an even more alarming turn when Bill discovered that Finn had actually visited the mansion and Luna herself had answered the door. This unauthorized interaction represents a serious breach of Luna's house arrest conditions, potentially jeopardizing the arrangement Bill worked so diligently to secure. "For your sake, and for mine, you better hope he keeps his mouth shut," Bill warned with characteristic intensity, his concern palpable as he contemplated the consequences of this information becoming public knowledge. His warning carried the weight of someone who understands exactly how precarious Luna's situation remains. One misstep could send her back to the dangerous prison environment from which he rescued her. Luna's response, "I can be my father's daughter," revealed a profound yearning for connection and identity that transcends her current circumstances. This simple yet powerful declaration suggests she sees in this biological link a potential path to redemption or at least understanding, despite the complicated history between them. Mental health experts who consult for daytime television note that individuals in crisis often seek to redefine themselves through family connections, particularly when facing isolation or rejection from society. Luna's fixation on her biological relationship with Finn may represent such a psychological lifeline during her current confinement. Finn's confession and Steffi's spiral. The emotional temperature at the Forrester-Finnegan household has reached a boiling point as Finn finally revealed the truth he'd been withholding from his wife. Despite Steffi's emphatic declaration that she never wanted to discuss Luna again, Finn persisted in sharing the bombshell information that would inevitably upend their fragile peace. Luna isn't behind bars, she's under house arrest, at Bill Spencer's mansion. Finn finally admitted, each word landing like a physical blow to Steffi's sense of security and justice. Steffi's reaction was nothing short of visceral, a complex mixture of disbelief, betrayal, and mounting horror as she processed the implications. Her world, which had just begun to stabilize following Luna's imprisonment, suddenly tilted on its axis once more. The revelation came in waves, each more devastating than the last, as Finn explained his prison visit and current whereabouts of the woman who had attempted to take Steffi's life. "Your daughter," Steffi reminded him with razor-sharp precision, "who tried to kill me." Her emphasis highlighted the fundamental disconnect in their perspectives. Where Finn sees a biological connection deserving of consideration, Steffi sees only the woman who nearly destroyed their family. The conversation spiraled further as Finn made the devastating admission that he feels drawn to Luna despite everything. "She's my daughter, and I can't change that," he stated, a simple biological fact that nevertheless carries enormous emotional and ethical complications. Relationship psychologists often note that such fundamental disagreements about family loyalty can create profound rifts between couples, particularly when children are involved. Steffi and Finn find themselves on opposite sides of an impossible moral equation, his biological connection to Luna versus her attempted murder of Steffi. Finn's attribution of blame to Poppy for Luna's behavior revealed his desperate search for explanations that might mitigate his daughter's culpability. "I never would have failed my daughter," he insisted, perhaps unconsciously suggesting that different parenting might have prevented Luna's criminal actions. This perspective, while understandable from a father grappling with his child's misdeeds, fails to acknowledge Luna's agency in her own choices. The final devastating revelation, that Luna knows about their biological connection, completed Steffi's nightmare scenario. Finn's description of their emotional meeting, with Luna weeping at the discovery, suggested a profound moment of connection that Steffi can neither share nor fully understand. The Hope-Daphne confrontation intensifies. The simmering tension between Hope Logan and Daphne Rose has finally boiled over into an explosive confrontation that laid bare the true nature of their rivalry. What began as professional competition has clearly evolved into something far more personal, with Carter Walton squarely at the center of their conflict. Daphne's calculated assessment of Hope as a woman who uses a good man to get what she wants struck at the core of Hope's self-image, prompting an immediate and defensive response. The Parisian's insight suggested an understanding of Hope's patterns that felt uncomfortably perceptive, perhaps touching on insecurities Hope herself has struggled to acknowledge. "You know nothing about our love," Hope declared with characteristic passion, attempting to establish a boundary around her relationship with Carter that Daphne couldn't penetrate. This defensive posture revealed the vulnerability beneath Hope's confident exterior, a fear that perhaps Daphne's assessment contains elements of truth she's not ready to confront. Daphne's counterattack was surgical in its precision, pointing out the professional benefits Hope has reaped from her relationship with Carter. "You got everything you wanted," she observed, implying that Hope's romantic interest conveniently aligned with her career ambitions. This suggestion of opportunism clearly struck a nerve, prompting Hope's emotional insistence that Daphne knows diddly squat about their relationship. Hope's declaration that "nothing is going to stop him from loving me, and me from loving him" carried the distinct tone of someone trying to convince themselves as much as their adversary. Relationship experts note that such emphatic declarations often emerge when individuals sense uncertainty or instability in their partnerships. The exchange took on a distinctly territorial quality when Hope suggested Daphne return to Paris with a dismissive "let me be the first to tell you bon voyage." This attempt to physically remove her perceived rival from the equation revealed Hope's underlying anxiety about Daphne's continued presence in Los Angeles. Daphne's response demonstrated remarkable psychological insight as she observed that Carter isn't the man he once was and has become a shell of who he was. This assessment suggested an understanding of Carter that predates his relationship with Hope, implying a depth of knowledge that Hope cannot match. Her claim to appreciate Carter for who he truly is positioned her as someone with authentic understanding of his character, in contrast to Hope's supposedly superficial attraction. "And he knows it," Daphne added with quiet confidence, suggesting private conversations or moments of connection between herself and Carter that would naturally threaten Hope's sense of security in the relationship. Carter's arrival and the ultimatum. The dramatic confrontation between Hope and Daphne reached its climax with Carter Walton's timely entrance, creating a triangle of tension that demanded resolution. His arrival couldn't have been more perfectly timed, walking into a conversation that would force his hand on matters both professional and deeply personal. What makes this moment particularly significant is the context. Carter had spent most of the day fielding accusations from Zend about harboring feelings for Daphne. These suggestions had clearly unsettled him, perhaps forcing him to examine emotions he'd been reluctant to acknowledge. This background adds layers of complexity to his entrance into the Hope-Daphne standoff. "What's going on?" Carter inquired, likely sensing the charged atmosphere between the two women. His question, though simple, opened the door for Hope's calculated move. Hope, seizing the opportunity presented by Carter's arrival, immediately attempted to leverage their relationship to resolve the professional situation in her favor. Her statement that "we don't really need her here anymore" strategically linked the successful fragrance launch with Daphne's continued presence, suggesting the Parisian had served her purpose and could now be dismissed. The critical moment came when Hope directly challenged Carter. "Right, Carter? Why don't you tell her to leave for Paris?" This public demand for Carter to choose sides represented a significant escalation, forcing him to publicly declare his allegiance in both professional and personal spheres simultaneously. Business psychologists note that such public challenges often create no-win situations for executives, potentially damaging their authority regardless of their response. By framing the question as she did, Hope effectively cornered Carter into making a decision that would inevitably disappoint or alienate someone important to the company. The scene ended on this cliffhanger moment, with viewers left wondering how Carter would respond to this direct challenge. His decision promises to have far-reaching implications not only for his relationship with Hope but also for the professional dynamics at Forrester Creations and the future of their fragrance line. Industry insiders suggest that such triangular conflicts often serve as catalysts for major corporate restructuring in fashion houses, as personal relationships inevitably influence business decisions. The resolution of this standoff could potentially reshape the creative direction of Forrester Creations for seasons to come. The complicated web of relationships. The current storylines weaving through the bold and the beautiful demonstrate the intricate ways in which personal relationships and professional ambitions intersect and complicate each other. From Luna's biological connection to Finn disrupting his marriage to Steffi, to the Hope-Daphne Carter triangle threatening stability at Forrester Creations, characters find themselves navigating impossible choices between loyalty, ambition, and personal happiness. Luna's situation perhaps best exemplifies these complexities. Her house arrest at Bill Spencer's mansion represents both protection and confinement, a physical manifestation of her liminal status between freedom and imprisonment. Her newly acknowledged connection to Finn offers a potential path to identity and belonging, yet simultaneously threatens to destroy the family he has built with Steffi. Similarly, the professional rivalry between Hope and Daphne has evolved into something far more personal, with Carter caught between competing visions of who he is and what he wants. Daphne's suggestion that Carter has become a shell of who he was raises profound questions about authenticity in relationships and the extent to which we truly see and understand those closest to us. Steffi and Finn's marriage faces perhaps its greatest test as they confront fundamentally different perspectives on Luna. Where Steffi sees only the woman who attempted to take her life, Finn cannot escape the biological connection that ties him to his daughter. This disconnect threatens the foundation of trust and shared values upon which their relationship was built. As these storylines continue to unfold, viewers are left wondering whether these relationships can withstand the current pressures, or if permanent fractures will forever alter the landscape of connections in this complex world.